Good morning, this is me sitting in my car again while I give it a minute to warm up. It's Saturday morning, it's about 8:25. I'm headed off to a class in a different city. So I'm in Salt Lake and this class is in Sandy. I don't actually know if the class is happening today and if I'll be allowed to take it. It's at a studio down there that I've been to a couple times before. And I think that class starts, I actually don't know if it starts at 9 or 9:30. I couldn't get a hold of anybody, and it makes sense because they've been on break. So I'm going to try and take this class, but I'm going to hopefully be there by like 8:45 in time to ask to get permission to take it. And if if I can't, then my backup plan is to go over to another studio that's kind of back here in Salt Lake. So either way, I'm gonna get class today and it's gonna be great. Just a quick little update on after eating a carnivore meal yesterday. I know I was supposed to fast yesterday, but I did do a good job sticking to my meats and eggs. So the danger with carnivore, one of the big ones that's kind of obvious, is your guts slow down a little bit. And this is not supposed to happen as much when you have raw meat. And I did have some things raw yesterday. I had some ground beef raw, and actually that's about it. Everything else I had was either lightly cooked or a little bit more thoroughly cooked. So I can kind of see I can see in my tummy that I'm not flat right now, like I'm processing stuff, and then it's maybe moving a little bit slowly. I try and plan my meal on Sunday to have it include more raw things. Like I'll start with the raw salmon, because I said I had some tuna fish yesterday. The tuna fish was great, but obviously it was out of a can, and so it was cooked already. I'm gonna have to figure out my balance of cooked to not cooked food. It's probably gonna have to be more not cooked, just because that's supposed to digest a lot better. So, okay, and like here's the thing with fasting. I've been really mild about some of the stuff that goes on with your digestion. You can watch other people talk about their fasting and they'll get really real with you about what happens. Just because your body is doing new things, and you have to talk about what goes in, and you also have to talk about what goes out. So, I'll try and keep this as PG and as clean as possible. On the other hand, I'm gonna have to be honest about how stuff is going, because I want to experiment with this and see how it's gonna go. And a big part of your health is observing how your body deals with food. So anyway, we will explore that, but I will keep it as clean as I possibly can while keeping it informative as well. So today I'll just say that I can feel things are moving really, really slowly. It also could be sleep. I had to wake up a little bit early to get ready to go to this class, just because, for the drive. So I'm going to get a nap in this afternoon, and hopefully it'll be one of those kind of deep, longer naps, and I can I just feel like I'm behind, and I just need to kind of catch up and then have a really productive, I'm hoping I can do that 11 or 12 today, and then have a really productive afternoon, and then sleep really hard tonight. So, okay, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later today. That was me stretching after being able to take that class, and I have my nice sweaty bun and my nice sweaty face. So I'm going to come to this one as much as I can. I couldn't really show you any clips because I was a guest in there, and I didn't want to be dragging my camera around, maybe as I get a little more comfortable. So right now I'm actually going to drive over to another studio out at this end of town and just pop my head in and ask if they also have a drop-in policy of any kind. She just kind of made one up for me today. She's like, yeah, I don't really have people drop into this class very much. And I was like, can I just pay you $12 every time I come in? And she's like, that sounds great. And then that also means I'm supporting this studio. So if my $12 goes to, maybe help some other kid pay for their tuition or, something like that, I'm totally fine with that. I have dropped in on it before and not had to pay, but I just don't want to make myself an unwelcome guest there. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of branch out, and I love the classes I have been taking for the last several years in Salt Lake on Saturdays, but it'll be nice to kind of, I don't know, it's nice to see other people's styles. And like, I don't know if you can tell, but it was a good class. So I feel really energized. Like I was warm in my body after plie, and like the studio's nice and warm. And just a nice, thorough class. It had a lot of Russian elements that were really familiar to me and felt really good. And then had some really quirky stuff where I was like, what's going on? And that's kind of what I want, like the solid foundation, a good technique that's going to help me get strong, and then weird stuff that's going to challenge my brain. Not weird, I shouldn't say her class is weird, but just combinations that I'm not used to. So yeah, great, really excited. I'll check in a little bit later. Okay, where should we start?
We should probably consider this plumbing, honestly.
So some of this is just a temporary fix. This is just a sealant over all that moldy junk. And we're planning on in March just kind of stripping all of this out. So that'll all go. In part so that this bathroom can have a sliding door. Because right now the door runs into the sink. So yeah, that's the plan. But this is already feeling a lot better and a lot cleaner than this kind of mess over here. Guys, I really left this till late at night. I just got doing a bunch of projects with my husband, working on our house. So I showed a little bit of our little pantry area, and that big brown thing, like that is the most nasty. Okay, there were nastier things in this house when we moved in, but we've, for the most part, cleaned everything up. But this was just a reminder that this place used to be an absolute dump. So pulling that thing out, there was mold behind all that brown stuff on the walls. And we will eventually need to rip everything out. Like the floor is tilted. I've spilled stuff in the pantry before, and it all just immediately runs down into the wall. It's so nasty. So we're gonna have to gut that whole thing. But for now, we've like pretty much doubled our storage space in our pantry, and we were feeling really squished in our kitchen because there are no cabinets in the kitchen. There's just a shelf. There's no cabinetry to store dishes or anything. It's a good thing it's just the two of us, because we don't have room to store dishes for a family of, you know, say 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. Like, it's just ridiculous. So that project kind of took a lot of time, and setting up the rack took a little bit of time. And then since then, we've both just been in like clean it up and get it done mode. So I've been doing the dishes and laundry, and then I looked up at the clock and, oh, I haven't finished making my video for the day. And today was supposed to even be a short one, but I just had these different little things I wanted to check in with you on. So something I kind of forgot to mention from the class I took this morning, we were doing, I think it was plie, and I just went for a little, you know, releve, first position. I do those a bunch of times, a lot in my workouts. If you don't know what they are, just you're up on your toes, your legs are turned out, and I felt my muscles locking so hard, like so much strength. It was really, really cool. And that's a big thing that I miss during a fast, is feeling my muscles, feeling their ability, I guess. It just felt really, really strong. And the whole class just made me really happy. It was a great class. So yeah, that just felt really good. So we're at the end of the day, and something really cool about that dance studio is they have a little dancewear boutique in the bottom, like in their lower level. So I got some little toe, I'll pull these out really fast. I really love these. I haven't tried the ones with the fabric. I've only tried the ones that are just a gel. And my second toe is way longer than all the other toes on my feet. So whenever I jump or do point work, it's that second toe. It gets all the pressure. I just have accepted that I lose that toenail at least once a year, because that's how it is. So I'm really excited about these, because they just kind of help pad that, and then I put padding over my big toe, and so that my first 2 toes end up being even with each other, but the second one gets a little bit more protection. And then I lost my purple and blue, or I guess these are purple and pink toe pads, so I replaced them today. And then my blue and green toe pads are just getting really, really worn out, so I went ahead and replaced these. And I probably spent too much money, but girl in a dancewear shop. And then I was gonna pick up some tights, but I decided not to. I held back a little bit. Maybe next time I go, I'll get some tights. So yeah, it's just been a good day. It's been a good dancing day. I took an awesome long nap when I got home, and that felt really good. Today was supposed to be a fasting day, but I've kind of lost my discipline there, it feels like. So I've decided to kind of pull back and practice the discipline of eating carnivore. And that was, I'm gonna call it 95% successful today. So I ate to physical satiation here in my tummy, but like I was talking about yesterday, there's a hole in my brain that says, oh wait, I need vegetables. So I had an apple, and I had a big piece of broccoli, like the top was about that big, and like that's all it took, and then I wasn't hungry anymore. It was so weird, or like I'd filled in that hole. So this, you know, carnivore challenge is going to be a little bit of stepping to it. I did not do it perfectly today. I didn't stay perfectly carnivore. I'm not going to say that, well, like we're going to say that today was like a learning day, you know, but I'm not going to call it off for that. So wish me luck for tomorrow. I did already promise, you know, say that I was going to eat at family dinner tomorrow. So tomorrow will be an eating day, and then Monday I'm busy most of the day and should be able to just fast all day. Like I'll be out of the house, and that's when it's easiest to fast. And so I'm hoping I can get myself into that groove of eating day, fast day, eating day, fast day, and stay busy. So right now, Fridays, which are supposed to be a fast day, are not super busy. I'm home a lot. So maybe I need to switch my schedule up somehow. And then Saturdays right now are not super busy. I just had that class this morning, and then a lot of work, just like in the house after. And I had time for a nap. So I'm hoping as I get involved in spring shows and things that Saturdays will be a longer day, so that I can come home and not have as much time to just be like wandering around the house and wandering through the kitchen. And also handling all that food as we moved it around in our pantry under our new racks. That didn't help, because I was like, oh, oh, I'm gonna eat this can of sardines, and oh, I'm gonna eat some tuna fish, and you know, just thinking about food. So yeah, just some stuff to learn from that. I think I'm done because I think I'm just rambling right now. Everybody have a great night. Happy feasting, happy fasting, happy dancing.